The world of small and medium-sized businesses, SMBs, is absolutely buzzing with AI right now. But what does it really mean for businesses like yours? Beyond all the hype and the tech talk, we're not just talking about slightly smarter chatbots here. We're diving into AI agents, this new breed of tech that's really starting to transform how SMBs operate day to day. So our mission today is simple. Cut through all that noise. You've given us a stack of fascinating sources, and we're going to deep dive into the practical side of deploying these AI agents. We'll look at the hurdles, sure, but maybe more importantly, the proven ways to actually succeed and see a real return. Think of this as your shortcut, your guide to making AI work for your business. We've got some surprising facts, too.
It's really interesting, isn't it? How these AI agents are becoming this critical equalizer for smaller businesses. It's not just about getting a leg up on competition anymore. For a lot of them, it's becoming fundamental. For business continuity, managing risks, especially with things like cyber threats constantly evolving. Just imagine like an AI agent sorting through customer emails automatically, prioritizing the urgent stuff, maybe even drafting some basic personalized replies. That frees up your team for the complex issues, the human touch. That's the kind of real hands-on impact we're seeing.
An equalizer. That's a
Yeah.
powerful way to put it. And it makes total sense when you think about the unique pressures SMBs face. I mean, the research you shared really lays it bare. The tight budgets, limited staff, plus battling these escalating threats from outside and, well, inefficiencies inside, too. It's a tough landscape out there.
Oh, it absolutely is. And consider this number from our sources. 83% of SMBs, they know AI has raised the cybersecurity threat level, yet only 51% have actually put AI security policies in place. That's a huge gap, really quite dangerous.
Wow, over half without policies.
Exactly. And ransomware. It hit 47% of small businesses just in 2024. And the average ransom demand, it shot up 500% to $2 million.
$2 million for a small business.
Not just a big company problem anymore. The focus has definitely shifted towards smaller targets.
Yep.
Often because they're, less protected.
And it's not only the external stuff, is it? Internally, there's this huge productivity drain. Our sources estimate something like a $1.9 trillion loss in productivity this year, mostly from disengaged employees, lack of accountability. You hear about leaders just getting stuck in the day-to-day, right? Buried in operational tasks, no time for strategy. It's like a paradox. And this is where it gets interesting. AI agents are specifically designed to automate those routine, time-consuming tasks, which directly addresses that problem, freeing people up for the bigger picture stuff.
Right. Which brings up a really important question. If AI is so great, why isn't every single SMB jumping on board immediately?
Well, part of it comes down to some common misunderstandings, misconceptions, really. A lot of business owners still think AI agents are just, smarter chatbots, or they have this fear it's going to make their human workers obsolete.
Yeah, that fear is definitely out there. You hear it a lot. But the reality, based on what we're seeing in these sources, is quite different. These agents have way more autonomy. They learn, they can handle complex, multi-step processes, not just simple Q&A. And crucially, they're built for augmentation. To be like a powerful coworker, enhancing what humans do, not replacing them. They just don't have the empathy, the complex judgment. That human element is still vital. They're partners. Precisely. And another myth that needs busting is that AI agents are only for the big guys. The huge corporations with massive budgets and dedicated AI teams, that's just, well, it's increasingly not true anymore, thankfully. Access is being democratized. We're seeing lots of cloud-based options, AI as a service SaaS platforms that are flexible and affordable. These platforms really do empower SMBs to punch above their weight, as they say. They make advanced features accessible for things like handling documents, qualifying leads, customer support, all without needing a huge upfront investment. So it's not a luxury item anymore. It's becoming a strategic equalizer.
Okay, so we've covered the why, busted some myths. Now, let's get down to the brass tacks. What happens when SMBs actually try to implement these AI agents? What are the real roadblocks they hit? Because our sources really dig into these challenges, and yeah, there are some significant ones to watch out for.
Yeah, implementation is where the rubber meets the road, right? And one huge technical barrier is all about your data, specifically the quality of your data and whether you can actually get to it easily. You've heard the saying, garbage in, garbage out. It's especially true here. If your data is incomplete, inconsistent, maybe stuck in different silos, spreadsheets over here, an old database there, some cloud tool somewhere else, well, even the smartest AI is going to give you unreliable results. It just can't fix fundamentally bad data.
So that means,
It means you absolutely need a foundation-first approach. You have to prioritize cleaning up your data, standardizing it, mapping out your processes.
Yeah.
Before you spend big on the AI itself, you need to build on solid ground. Otherwise, the whole thing can just crumble.
right, build on solid ground. And another big one, often a totally hidden cost until you're way into it, is integration.
Yeah.
Getting the AI to talk to your existing systems, your old CRM maybe, or an ERP tool that wasn't built for modern APIs.
Oh, absolutely. Integration can be a nightmare.
Our sources say the integration services alone, just getting things connected, can cost anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000.
That's right.
And apparently, up to 70% of AI projects need integration with these older legacy systems. That's a massive extra expense you have to plan for, way beyond just the software cost. It's a real source of frustration for SMBs.
Definitely hidden cost.
Yeah.
And then let's not forget the people side of things, the human element. Employee resistance,
Yeah.
lack of good change management. These are huge barriers. Think about it from their perspective. Maybe someone's been handling customer service emails for years. Suddenly, there's this AI tool that can do a chunk of their job. Their first thought might naturally be, am I going to be replaced?
Yeah, that's a very real human reaction.
It is, and it's why studies show up to 70% of these kinds of change programs actually fail. Often it's down to employee pushback, or maybe not enough support from leadership. The fear of job loss is real, even though the projections often say automation will create more jobs than it eliminates by, say, 2025. It's about perception. Needs careful handling, empathy.
And that fear, it can quickly spiral into what our sources call a trust deficit, right? Like, employees don't feel safe questioning what the AI puts out, even if it looks wrong. There's no psychological safety.
Exactly.
And if you have poor process mapping, maybe you just automated an existing messy workflow or unrealistic expectations, or worse, those AI hallucinations where the AI confidently makes stuff up.
Plausible, but totally wrong.
Yeah.
That trust erodes so fast. And the whole project can just derail. It snowballs.
It really does. And finally, we absolutely have to talk about risk and compliance. It's critical. AI agents, just by their nature, process enormous amounts of data, often sensitive data. This creates significant privacy risks, security risks.
And the cyber criminals are already using AI to boost their attacks, aren't they?
They are. They're supercharging attacks.
Yeah.
And many SMBs are just dangerously unprepared. Remember that 51% figure with no AI security policies?
Yes.
So this means security by design isn't just a nice to have, it's essential, right from day one, especially with new rules coming in like the EU AI Act. If you don't comply there, the fines can be massive.
How massive?
We're talking potentially up to 35 million euros or 7% of your global annual revenue, whichever is higher.
Wow. Okay.
So it's not just about what the AI can do, it's about what it should do, ethically and legally, and what it must do responsibly.
Okay, so those are the minefields. Pretty daunting. How do businesses navigate all that and actually make this work, achieve success? Thankfully, the sources you brought lay out a pretty clear roadmap. Best practices for SMBs wanting to deploy AI agents effectively, turning challenges into opportunities.
Yes, and it really starts with meticulous preparation, planning. You absolutely need to define crystal clear business objectives. What problem are you trying to solve? And set the key performance indicators, KPIs for your AI agents. How will you measure success? AI shouldn't be the goal itself. It should solve a specific, defined problem.
Makes sense. Start with the problem.
And identify that low-hanging fruit. You know, those high-volume, repetitive tasks where AI can show an immediate, measurable impact. Getting those quick wins helps build momentum, demonstrate value, and get people internally on board. Build confidence.
And back to that foundation first idea you mentioned earlier, data readiness.
Above all else, yes.
Yeah.
Audit your data, clean it, centralize it if you can. Remember, AI agents are only as good as the data they eat. So making sure it's accurate, consistent, accessible, it's paramount.
It might feel like a huge job up front, but it sounds non-negotiable.
It really is. And for SMBs worried about resources, the cloud is your friend here. Embracing cloud-based SaaS, maybe looking at no-code or low-code platforms. That's crucial. It dramatically cuts upfront costs, reduces the need for deep in-house tech skills, simplifies integration, lowers the barrier to entry significantly. This is what's really democratizing access to powerful AI.
Okay, so you've got your data sorted, you've picked a platform. How do you actually roll it out? Do you just switch it on everywhere?
No, definitely not. The sources strongly recommend what they call an agile AI mindset. Think phased rollouts, iterative development.
Right.
Start small, pilot projects, test it in one area first, see what happens, learn from the results, then continuously refine it based on feedback from the people actually using it. Don't go for a big bang launch where everything changes overnight.
Oh, okay. Less risk that way.
Much less risk. And it ensures you're delivering value continuously, learning and adapting as you go.
And what about the people side again? Fostering that collaboration.
Absolutely paramount. You have to be transparent. Okay. Communicate clearly what the AI's role is. It's a tool to augment, to help. Invest in training, but make it role-specific. Don't just teach what is AI. Focus on how does this AI help you solve your specific business problems.
More practical.
Exactly. Upskilling for value, freeing people from routine tasks so they can focus on higher order work. And leadership. They need to be the chief AI evangelist, visibly championing the initiatives, building trust, generating enthusiasm.
Right. Lead from the front. Now, the big question, money.
Yeah.
How do you measure the ROI on all this? It sounds like it could get expensive.
It's more than just the initial software cost, that's for sure. Our sources really stress looking at the lifecycle cost. You need to account for ongoing expenses, things like data processing, system maintenance, and importantly, retraining the AI model.
Retraining? Why?
Because of something called data drift. The real world changes, right? Customer behavior shifts, market conditions change. If your AI model isn't updated with new data, its knowledge becomes stale, outdated. Its predictions get less accurate.
Like a GPS with old maps.
Exactly. It'll get you lost if the roads have changed. And AI models, they can start becoming outdated surprisingly quickly, maybe in as little as 6 months sometimes.
Wow, so ongoing costs. But what about the returns? Are they worth it?
The data suggests yes, significantly. SMBs are reporting median annual savings of around $7,500, and a quarter of them. They're achieving over $20,000 in savings annually.
Okay, that's tangible.
Very. And AI agents can offer huge cost savings compared to hiring more staff, potentially up to 90% in some scenarios. They can function like a strategic full-time equivalent employee, but one that works 247 without needing breaks.
A strategic FTE. I like that.
It allows businesses to scale up, handle more volume, without needing to grow their headcount proportionally. And don't forget customer experience, better personalization, 247 availability. That can lead to real gains, like up to a 20% increase in average order value for e-commerce businesses using AI well.
So it's not just saving money, it's potentially making more money too.
Precisely. The time to value equation, you often see benefits relatively quickly, sometimes within months, not years.
Okay. And the final piece, you mentioned it before, security and compliance.
Cannot stress this enough.
Yeah.
It needs to be woven into the fabric of your AI deployment, not bolted on later. Adopt that security by design approach right from the very beginning. It's vital for protection and for navigating those complex regulations.
So wrapping this up then, it seems clear AI agents aren't just some futuristic tech for giants anymore. They're powerful, increasingly accessible tools that SMBs can genuinely use to tackle challenges, boost efficiency, and get a real competitive edge. But success isn't guaranteed, is it? It really demands a practical, strategic, and a very human-focused approach.
That's the core takeaway, really. AI isn't about replacing your people. It's about augmenting their potential, empowering your existing team. If you focus on getting the data right, deploying smartly and iteratively, committing to continuous learning, and critically, fostering that culture of trust and transparency, then you can harness AI's power effectively and sustainably.
This has been a great deep dive exploring those critical challenges, but also the very clear paths to making AI agents work. So as you, our listener, consider AI agents for your own business, here's maybe a final thought to chew on. If these AI agents can genuinely free your team from the mundane, the repetitive tasks, allowing them to focus on the truly strategic, the creative, what currently unaddressed complex challenges within your business will you empower your newly liberated human talent to finally tackle next?